What's up, guys? We're getting ready to start the show real soon. So sit back, relax, get something to drink or eat, whatever, and we're about to get started. R2, are you ready to go? Oh, that didn't sound very optimistic. All right, let's start this thing up, shall we? Oh, and one more thing, you guys. Don't forget, this Thursday is going to be the 4 Nerd Show with Liz Wonder. And because I have to go to work all day, none other than Wonder Meg will be taking my place for the day, not permanently, but for the day. So, guys, definitely check that out. And also check out the following Thursday, which will be on January 14th. We're going to have none other than Dave Pena on the show. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. So definitely check that out. Mark your calendars. Set that notification button, as that show will be on ACS Universe. And the Liz Wonder Show will be on Zeverfit. So if you haven't done so already, subscribe to Zeverfit and turn on the notification button so you never miss a 4 Nerds episode when it's on Zeverfit. So, let's just stop this real quick. Hold on a minute. Okay, hold on a second now. Okay, so, guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show, you guys. R2, I don't know if you heard or not, but the guy I thought was on the way out, Walter Hamada, you haven't heard. Well, apparently something horrible has happened. Check this out. Something really, really bad. And I was there, R2. I witnessed it when the articles dropped. I know. I saw it, R2. I was there when the strength of men failed and evil was allowed to endure. And we got to see the armies of Emmerich and Hamada and his parademon army led by Dumberto Gonzalez and Brooks Barnes. But there's still hope, R2. There's still hope. There's still hope. We can't give up yet. We can't. Because out there's a man by the name of Zack Snyder. And he will lead the Justice League against the armies of Hamada and Emmerich. Well, I mean, I don't... I won't exactly go like that, but, it'd be pretty cool, right? All right, done with the show. What is up, you guys? Welcome to the Midnight Run. Now, guys, before we get started, I just want to say thank you to all the Patreons of the Nicotina Show, which are listed right here, and that is Zeverfet, Nerdy Many Ways, ACS Universe, of course, the other 3 nerds that are part of the 4 nerds, which I'm the 4th, but I won't be this week. I won't be this week because I have to work, but I'm still anyway. And also Gavin Cooley and the newest patron of the Nicotina Show, which is Gillis15. So big round of applause for all you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the train, which is the Midnight Run. Guys, if we can get more patrons, then I'll put more and more into this show. I try to put as much as I can into it as it is. But guys, thank you so much for being there and for being supporters of the Midnight Run and the Nicotina Show. So, guys, yes, Walter Hamada was re-signed by one of those pictures. And yes, when I heard about this news, I kind of felt like it was sort of the end of days. It kind of felt like, kind of what we saw a minute ago with, this whole, it just really felt that way. You got Mendy, get out of there. Why are you always meddling with things? Oh, get out of there, Mendy, get out. But anyway, so Hamada has been re-signed, and in the article it said that he will oversee DC films. It even said HBO Max, but I mean, we'll see how far his reach goes. Obviously, there's projects that are still in place right now, which are the Batman that he's overseeing. So, you know, you obviously just can't get rid of someone just to get rid of somebody, you know. But like I said, there is hope because Zack Snyder and his Justice League, they are coming March 21st to a theater in HBO Max near you, and they're going to save the day. But in the meantime, we can always see what's going on around the internet. And, you know, like today, for instance, Entertainment Weekly released some badass images from Army of the Dead, which was really, really cool. There you go. Right on Geeks Cosmos or Geek Studios. Smash the like button, you guys. Yes, you guys, if you guys haven't done so yet, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and smash the notification bell button, which is just down right over here. And that way you're notified of any new content that my channel puts out, because I try to put out content every single day or as much as I can. And so that would definitely help out the channel. So thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, and for hitting the notification button. It helps out a lot in the long run, because we are on a mission right now. We are on a mission to get to 1,000 subscribers. Once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I can do memberships, which I will do immediately once I hit 1,000, and then we'll start memberships for the Nicotina Show, for this Midnight Run show that we have every night. And guys, that's the question I had. LA Prodigy, new subscriber. Thank you so much, LA Prodigy. You are the man.
The Snyder Cut.
That was for you. Okay, so if we start a membership, what should be the name of the membership? Guys, leave your comments in the chat. What do you guys think? I mean, oh, what's up, Cisco? What do you guys think? What should we name the memberships? I finally smashed Nicotina. Well, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes, man. But thank you so much. We got Gavin Cooley. When it comes to the theater, are they going to release all parts or release in 4 parts through the month? Now, here's the thing. We don't know exactly how it's going to come out. We really don't know. I'm under the belief that at this point, it's going to be a movie. Oh, there's a good name. Nick's Jedis. I like that. Nick's Jedis, that'd be cool. Guys, come on. I need some more names. Multiverse of Nicotina. That's a cool name. That's a lot. That's a mouthful right there. That's a lot. That's a lot. So, guys, throw out the names. What do you guys think that we should call the memberships for the Midnight Run or the channel, which is the Nicotina Show? But right now we're just gonna call it the Midnight Run. And these guys, I mean, you guys mean the world to me. So whatever you guys think that we should call the memberships, then I'm down for that. I really am. So, but going back to the topic on hand. So Walter Hamada was re-signed as the head of DC Films. I know. And it was to a 3-year contract. So his contract ends in 2023. And yeah, it really, I mean, he went from hiding in the hedges, hoping that Ray Fisher didn't find him, hide in the trash can, to now he is the emperor of all evil. There he is, baby. I'm not gonna play it again. But anyway, so here they are. They're in charge now. You got Mandy in the background there. They're in charge now, and we'll see how that affects with Ray Fisher's status in terms of playing Cyborg in the DCEU. Now, obviously, I do believe that he could still play Cyborg and be the character for HBO Max, because that will act as a separate entity from what's going on over in DC Films in terms of working with Warner Bros. Pictures. So I think you'll still have a division there. I don't think that you just recast Ray Fisher, because now he's become such a polarizing figure in all of this that I think that you have to embrace him and you have to keep him on, because now he brings a fan base. And he brings not only a famous, but a message as well. And to me, you don't get rid of him. You don't. You ride that, because right now he has a huge fan base and support behind him. If you recast him, and I'm sorry, but it's gonna be a bad look for Warner Brothers. Let's see what else we got going on here. we can be in the NCU. Ooh, that's a good one. Nick League, Nick of Steel, Andre's Giants. That's not bad. That's not bad. The Nick League. What is this? Cisco says, interesting. With Hamada being kept, Fisher will stay on for Snyder's Justice League for sure. Anything with movies under Hamada, Ray will not be involved, correct? Yes. So I think that anything that has, movies attached to it, he will not be a part of. But you never know. I mean, it just depends on which properties that Hamada is overseeing. And I think that's what it comes down to. If he's not overseeing certain projects, then Ray Fisher will be a part of it. But I think that's something that they have to kind of figure out. If I had a better answer, I would give it to you guys. And look, this whole thing about Ray Fisher being written out of the Flash. Okay, so, I mean, Dave Pena said the other night, and it's the truth. There are multiple different scripts out there for the Flash. You have Rick Famuyiwa, I'm not saying his name wrong. You have his script. You have Andy Muschietti's script. You have Lord and the other guy's script. So you have a lot of different scripts for the Flash. And hell, you even got one from Ezra Miller and Grant Morrison. So you have all those scripts that are out there. Not all the scripts have Cyborg in the movie. So you can essentially take bits and pieces from each one and say, okay, this is how we're going to build this movie. So I think that's what they're talking about. I don't think they're just going to write him out of the movie. But I think if there's a way to get him in the movie, they're going to do it. Cisco writes, Hamada is not overseeing the Snyder Cut on HBO Max, right? As far as I know, he is not overseeing the Snyder Cut on HBO Max. But that's yet to be determined. But from what I understand, he is not overseeing that. That's a separate project that he never even wanted in the first place. Him and Toby Emmerich didn't even want that, especially Hamada. And what's this? Oh, Super Nicotina. Porn tab pals. Reese, that's not nice. Can't believe they wrote him out of the Flash. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Honestly, I think that once we get Zack Snyder's Justice League, because look, we know that the Flash is going to be shooting in April. So it's a month after Zack Snyder's Justice League will be out. And to me, if his performance is as good as we think it's going to be, then I don't see how you can write him out of the story. Now you have to add him because it's like, man, this guy's too good. You can't just keep him out of it. Oh, here we go. Knights of Nicotina. That's pretty cool. I like that one. The Nerds of Nicotina. That's not bad. Nicotina Strikes Back. That's like the name of a movie. Could we get the Enosh fart heard around the world? I know. I think a fart will be one of the membership tags for sure. What's up? We got Mel Siggy up in the house. We got Geeks Cosmics in here. We got DC Talk with Extended. And let's go over who else is here. We got Cisco, AK's here, Jack is here, the Richard. And guys, give a round of applause for the Richard, Barcelona, and I made one more. And Geek Studios, who are now mods of the Nicotina Show. So guys, you guys do a great job. You're there every night, and I appreciate everything you guys do. So thank you so much. But that wasn't the only thing that happened today. So Hamada got his thing, right? Hamada's going to be around. Hamada. He's going to be around, right? But even though they're feeling high and mighty up in their throne, looking down upon Warner Brothers, thinking, yes, we are in charge. We will get our revenge. Even though that's the case, there's still more. That's right. There is still more. Where is it? Because you see, today on Entertainment Weekly, they released a set of images of Army of the Dead, which is a movie that we've all been looking forward to seeing and to seeing a trailer for and seeing images of and promos of. I mean, we just can't wait to see that. And so here were the images that Entertainment Weekly put out there. And let's take a look at those right now real quick. And so we got one here with Dave Bautista and this other girl. I don't know who she is, but that looks pretty cool, right? And then we got another image where they're walking into like this vault. Well, that's pretty cool. And then as you back out, there's a bigger image of the vault as well, where it's like, okay, that's cool. Look at all the money they ran into. So it's obviously it's a vault, maybe at a bank or at somewhere. And what the hell is that? Wait a minute! Holy shit! You gotta be kidding me! There it is! It's right there! That's the reels! That's it! Is it real? Does it exist? Of course it does. That's it. You're telling me there was a prop in the background? You gotta be fucking kidding me! That was the biggest hoodwink he's pulled on Warner Brothers! That's ruthless!
Bastards, you've been hoodwinked!
Ruthless!
Bastards, you've been...
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Did you guys know that was there? Did you know that's where the image came from? That's the biggest troll of them all. He trolled all of us and we bought it. There were no reels. These never existed. They were props. But we bought it. And now we're going to get Zack Snyder Justice League in March, which I'm so excited for, you guys. Guys, what did you think about the images from Army of the Dead? Did you guys, I mean, what was your reaction when you found out that the reels were just used as an Easter egg in Army of the Dead? Let's see. Hey, what's going on? Zach should talk to Dave about playing Bane. The Snyder Cut kids. I know they're there. Can you believe it? I could not believe it. I couldn't believe it, you guys. Oh my goodness. I'm waiting for Godzilla and Kong. Yeah, CSGL, Black Widow, and all the Disney Plus shows. Yeah, no, definitely. I'm gonna take a look at. I'm gonna watch all that stuff. During the Christopher Nolan Bat trilogy, Nolan allowed barely any input from execs. His vision was what we got right, but Christopher Nolan he's Christopher Nolan. Like, you don't, pardon my French, you don't fuck with Christopher Nolan. He's already established that. Zach with his big brain move. Exactly. Oh, holy Easter eggs, Batman. That's how Zach destroys. Guys, I mean, I couldn't believe it. Zach is the king. The king of trolling us. He really is. You know what that means? Zombies are real. I know, right? Batista, without a doubt, should be in the next live action. Who should be the next live action Bane? That would be kick ass. Look at the hype. I can't wait. What is the plot of Army of the Dead? Is it real? It's a real movie, yes, but I don't know what the exact plot is because we haven't really seen much of it besides just the images and all that. 5 boxes, 5 movies? I hope so. And Para, I really hope so. And guys, one more time, if you haven't done so yet, become a patron of the Nicotina Show. You can join the ranks of Zebrafed, Nerdy Many Ways, ACS Universe, Gavin Cooley, and Gillis15. The link is down below in the description. And any support I can get for this show goes a long way because the more support I get, the more my wife will realize, you know what, Andre, this is a good idea. You need to be out there every single night. Which will probably never happen, but hey, it's always worth trying. It's always worth trying, I tell you. Let's see what's going on in the chat now. We got Kevin O'Doghair just showed up. Don't know why, but I always imagine that big-ass wooden bat falling off your wall, crashing down the shelf. I know, that's the one thing that hasn't fallen yet. This poster has fallen before when you guys, well, I wasn't on camera then. All these fuckers have fallen down. A bunch of these guys have fallen down, but that's the one thing that hasn't fallen yet. But you know what? Now that I said that, I bet you it is going to fall. Watch. How much you want to bet? Fingers crossed that we get ZSJL 2 and 3 announced after ZSJL. Yeah, I mean, look, Zach said, I don't have any plans to do any more, whatever he said. But, I mean, come on, guys. I mean, that's like the biggest troll in the world. I mean, we already saw how he trolled us the first time, and we all fell for it. Like, so the thing is that, at the end of that statement that he said, he did say, but, I never thought I'd be, finishing this film. So you never know. I mean, he's not going to come out and say, yeah, I'm actually going to be making a part 2 and a part 3. And we're also going to be doing like a Batman movie that's going to be attached to it, starring Ben Affleck as Batman. He's going to be returning. No, he's not going to tell us all that, guys. He's not going to tell us anything until after ZSJL comes out on March 21st or March 20th. I don't know. Whatever day it comes out on, I already asked for the whole time. I asked for the whole week and a half off. So I'm going to be here to cover the shit out of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Nicotina, that's how it starts. The rage, the fever, the rage, the feeling of powerlessness that turns good men cruel. I really think Zach is playing coy. Yes, he definitely is. 5 wheels is 5 hours in length of an assembly cut. That could be true as well. Aloha, Matt. Matt Jarbo is in the chat. Where the hell's Matt Jarbo at? I didn't see him. Is Jarbo here? If he is, I haven't seen him yet. But let's see. I see everyone saying hi to Jarbo, but I don't see a Jarbo comment unless I just flew past it. We have Kinky Sphincter. Hi, I just joined. Well, thank you so much. Did you join as a Patreon or did you subscribe to my channel? Or either or both? Either way, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you for everything. I appreciate you just being here and being a part of this. Thank you so much. Let's see. I'm just kind of going back in the chat to see what I missed earlier. Zach shoulders hard. No, he really did. Okay, let's go up to the front again. I'll scroll up. Well, whatever. I missed it, Matt. But hey, Matt, it's good to see you as well. You have a link as well, so if you want to stop by, you can. Because in the final segment of the show, the final half of the show, what we're going to do is we're going to break down what storylines could have came out of the Wonder Woman 1854 storyline from the image that we saw that Zach I put out there, which is this image right here. I mean, there's a lot going on there, and you know, this could have been an amazing story. And this is part of that war. I'm blanking on the name now. I've been saying it all day too. Guys, help me out in the chat. What's the name of that war that it's in? I love that image. I know it's amazing. We got Rel. What's up, man? You're still out driving at freaking 12:30? That's crazy. Love the show. Dave sent me. Oh, really? Dave who? Dave Pena? Or Dave Avery? Whoever Dave sent you, that Dave is badass. So thank you so much, Kinky Sphincter, for being here. Your name is awesome too, by the way. Let's see. Zach always downplays with words. Back in May 20th, I was almost sure that the Snyder Cut won't be announced. Yeah, well, it was, and thank God that it was, because I can't wait to see it. Remember 20 seconds before he announced the Snyder Cut, he made it sound like it was not going to happen. Yes, I know. My heart literally sank to my stomach when he was like, when he started to allude to the fact that, it wasn't going to happen. But yes, the Richard came through, the Crimean War. So we see this image of, what is it? Dave's not here. What Dave are we talking about? I know multiple Dave. What's up, Cylon? What's up? Cylon, you're badass, man. Thank you for being here, Jack Pierre. It's 3:30 a.m. here. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for being here, Jack. I really, really appreciate that. I really do appreciate all you guys being here. It just brightens up my night. 5 cancers is approximately 2.5 hours. Okay, well. The Insomniac Nerds. Yeah, I kind of like that, though. That'd be a good name. So, Cylon, we were talking about when I start doing memberships, because I'm gonna do memberships when I get to 1,000 subs, because they just added that to YouTube, just made that available for people who have 1,000 subs, which I'm not there yet, but when I am, what should be the name of the memberships? So that's what we're kind of throwing out names over there. Look at Rashnan. What's up, buddy? It's 2:36 p.m. here. Yeah, because I think you're in India as well. So yeah, that makes sense. It'd be cool if Snyder's Wonder Woman would be a prequel to Wonder Woman 2017. That would be really cool as well. But the problem with that is, I mean, in that Wonder Woman, they established that she had never left Themyscira. So that would kind of contradict the character. What's up, Thomas? What's going on, buddy? But yeah, that would contradict the character, and that would be, that wouldn't flow right. But then again, if it was an Elseworld story, then yeah, you can definitely do that. I'll be sure to member up when you get there. Hey, thank you, Cylon. You're the best, man. What's up, Geeks? Porn Tab Bros is a great. No, I'm not gonna have something named Porn. I can't. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not. It's pretty funny though. It is pretty funny. No, it'll mess up the Wonder Woman 2017 story. Yes, it would. Here we go. Question: how powerful is Superman in ZSJL? Answer: it's over 9,000. Right on. Porn tab, bro, sounds cool. No, I'm not going to do that. Besides, I didn't have a porn tab. Okay, that was Enosh being funny Enosh and making a joke. So no. Elsewhere universe, another Wonder Woman. Yeah, I think at this point, if you were to make Nick's Hub, you guys are horrible. No more porn references, please. It's fine. If the Snyder Cut is badass, everyone, even haters who want him to continue. We will see. Exactly. We got to wait and see how it turns out, but I know it's going to be good. The Nicotina show, Andres Armada. That'd be cool, but it has to be a name. You know, I can't be like, what's up? You're part of Andres Armada, or where's the Armada? That'd be kind of cool. I thought about the Midnight Nerds is another one. Let me know if you guys think that's cool. I don't know. Enosh Fart is also I know it really is. Well, I know you didn't bring it back because you I know you didn't bring it back because you like me. I don't. I know Joss Whedon's fans. What? Joss Whedon's fans? What?
Why did you say that name?
No, we're not talking about that guy. That guy's history. And we're not gonna go there. The Nightmare League. That'd be cool. Sickness might have won this one. The Nightmare League. That sounds pretty cool. I like that one. I'm about to write that down. Here, DM that to me, Sickness, because I don't have a pen or paper around here at all. And thank you for being here, Sickness, as well. He's one of my best fans that I have out there. If Hamada was to resign, what do you think will take, or who do you think will take charge of DC Films? Any suggestions? I'd pick Jim Lee. Now, a lot of us would pick Jim Lee, but at the same time, I don't know if Jim Lee knows how to run that position. I mean, that could be something that he doesn't even want to do. Like, yeah, he could be like, yeah, I'm good off that. At this point, I don't know who. I mean, obviously, I would want either Jim Lee or Zack Snyder, but I don't think that's going to happen. So we'll have to kind of wait and see. Did Steve Trevor tell you that? I know I need to get that scene. And actually, I don't want that scene. That scene is terrible. Amazing how we find little by little that Patty is getting along better with Jeff than with Zach. Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm not ready to throw her in the bus just yet, Joker. But still, I know where you're getting at. I'm waiting for the memberships too, Nicotina. I know. We got to get to 1,000, you guys. We got to get to 1,000. Let's see. Where are we at now? Let's find out where we're at. Okay. We are currently at 431 subscribers, you guys. We're almost there. We're almost halfway. Almost halfway. So we just got to keep pushing and keep pushing hard. Push it really good, and we can get to 1,000. That is my goal. I was hoping to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, but yeah, that kind of kind of didn't happen. But still, it'll happen. I have no doubt in my mind. I'll be joining memberships. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, because people are dying to see Mara, Batgirl Beyond, and the Trench shows. I would rather have a Crypto the dog. Okay, so that's the thing. So are we going to see, guys, what do you think? Are we going to see those things come to fruition? Are we going to see a Mara solo show, a Batgirl Beyond? I don't want to do Batgirl Beyond. I don't want to do that. A Batgirl show is one thing. Batgirl Beyond, I don't want. I'd rather just have Terry McGinnis and have just a Batman Beyond movie, or however they want to do it. A Mara show, I wouldn't be opposed to. I would definitely watch it. And a Trench show, I don't know what it would be about besides the fucking the creepy creatures that live in the trench. I don't see how they can have. Anyway, I'm just gonna move on from that. Seriously, Mara show, I'd boycott. She's pretty hot. Kevin O'Dogger, how old is your channel? My channel is not that old, actually. I started my channel in, gosh, when was that? I started the channel in April. Yeah, April. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So I've been going at this for about 8 months. So we're halfway to we're almost at 500. Okay, what did I say a second ago? We're at 431. So we'll see how close we can get it, because I want to get to 1,000 so bad. Once I get to 1,000, then this can be a little more profitable. But I'm still going to keep doing it because I just love doing this. It's so much fun. It's actually something that I've been wanting to do for a long part of my life, and now I've reached a point in my life where I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. Leo, what's up? Xavier, what's going on, you guys? And guys, if you haven't done so yet, please smash the like button and subscribe to my show, the Nicotina Show channel. I try and do a midnight run almost every night. I try to. I didn't do one last night, but I kind of do one every other night. And And also smash that notification bell button, which is like right down here. That way you guys are notified of any new content that I put out, because I try to put out a new show almost every night, or new content at least, clips, videos, what have you. I am in the process of setting up a new studio inside my house, so now I can do more videos throughout the week as well, which would be really, really cool. So let's see what else is going on with you guys. Sam, my Bruce. What is this? Well, we jump way down. Back up beyond is making Wonder Woman a man. Whatever. What's up, Extended? I agree. Amber Heard is hot, but what she did, yeah, she's batshit crazy. I'll tell you that. When you get to 500, can you play? We're halfway there. Yeah, I know. We're halfway there. Ah! Hey, what's up, Kubi Malik? So, guys. We know that Hamada is going to be in charge for a while, and we know that this whole Ray Fisher thing is going to be an issue. So in order to kind of break down all this and to kind of make sense of everything that's been happening with DC, let's bring in our good friend, none other than the host of Three Buck Theater, host of the newly revived Hollywood After Dark, host of Milk Carton Mysteries, none other than Matt Jarbo.
Hey, what's going on, man? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, are you still out on the road?
Yeah, I'm on my way home right now.
Yeah,
so
you're going deep.
Gotta make that money. Gotta make that money.
Deep. Yeah, no, it's that's a late night, man. But you know what? When you're doing deliveries, like there's some nights where it just doesn't want to end.
I got out late tonight. I didn't start until like after 8:00. So I'm, that's why I'm out a little bit later. But yeah, there's nights where it's really good. Like last weekend, it was pouring down rain. So
when it rains, it pours for you, right? Like, because I mean, nobody wants to go out.
Well, I mean, I'm talking. We had 8 inches in a day.
Oh my god!
So that's how bad it was in Washington. 8 inches in a day.
Look,
so yeah.
Yeah, so look, we're still talking about, people are still bringing this up about the Batgirl Beyond is a terrible idea. I think it is. I think you stick with the regular Batman Beyond and have Terry McGinnis. But it would not surprise me if WB did something stupid like that. It really wouldn't.
I think that look, I'm not going to outright discredit Grace Randolph because I don't know, right? But the fact that she tried to tie that leak into the Keaton leak from the other day, which ultimately was kind of, like debunked by the writer, shows me that it's not necessarily the most astute of, pieces of information. And, but the thing is, it's like, if they remove Terry McGinnis, who has been popular for 20 years, and they get rid of him for Barbara Gordon and something that is vastly different than what we know Barbara Gordon from.
Right.
I think that's just a recipe for disaster.
Exactly.
And they might argue, well, it's the multiverse, you guys. It's
the multiverse. Anything can happen. Anything.
Anything can happen. Barbara could have 3 tits like in Total Recall. Anything can happen.
But I hope they don't do that. I hope they stay true to the source material and just make it, Terry McGinnis, and just follow that story as best they can. But we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do.
I don't necessarily trust them to do it right, because what we're talking about now is because still, and this is where I always catch crap for bringing this up, but it's true. The reason why Marvel is as successful as it is because it has a constant vision, and that vision guides guides everything. And DC is so afraid of commitment.
Yeah, they don't know they won't put a ring on anything, because every time they get close to doing it, if there's ever any kind of backlash, they
panic, they freak out. They're
they literally set everybody up for failure.
Yeah, they do.
So, I mean, hey, listen, Jeff Johns should never have been co-president of the company because he's not that kind of creative. And they thought that John Berg, who's an experienced producer, would be able to come in and kind of pick up the slack, but that didn't work because they were also under the heel of Kevin Tushihara, who was more desperate to get them up to Marvel speed. That he's the one that called for the 2-hour cut of Justice League
because they wanted to get an extra screening in per day. You know, like I'm pretty sure he's the one that like effed around with BVS. You know, and so it's like, oh, so you can tell like they might be filmmaker driven, but that is a net negative when you're up on a property that you're trying to make multi-film. You know, it's like Harry Potter had 8 movies, but they had source material for all 8 movies. Well, comics has got like an infinite amount of source material. It's not hard to just follow the goddamn source material.
Yeah, it's not. But they have the hardest time doing that. I don't know why.
If I had to guess, and this is just my speculation, if I had to guess, I would say that they probably they are trying to keep, like, they're just trying to make money. They don't actually care. Warner's is not necessarily a company that lives and dies by its franchises. Traditionally, Warner Brothers did have the largest market share, even above Disney, in regards to worldwide box office take home, because they look at their lineup for 2021. You know, you've got Space Jam 2, Matrix 4, sure, but it's like a lot of other movies that are just kind of like a one and done sort of thing, which is great.
Right.
It's great. We need more of those. However, that's what they do. They put out those movies and they hope that 1 will do well or 2 will do well or whatever. So like they can continuously attempt to kind of spread everything around rather than put all their eggs in one basket, which has worked out well until nowadays, which everything is IP driven now, versus it's harder to find something that's not IP driven and make it be a success. So they're now scrambling. They're now scrambling to try and play catch up once again. But what's weird is they've got like 1 foot in the Snyderverse and they've got another foot in I don't know what the fuck. And it's just so confusing that it becomes frustrating. And the moment you become frustrating to the general audience is the moment they tune the fuck out.
Exactly. They kind of give up on it. Like, well, why am I wasting my time with this if you can't even figure out what you're going to do?
Yeah.
But I mean, now they're running with the whole multiverse idea, which basically says, hey, look, that'll kind of make up for the fact that we screwed this up to begin with, because now we have a multiverse and anything is possible. And guess what? We're going to resurrect and bring back all the old characters as well. And you're going to see them again. It's going to be a big old bash, which I think could be really cool. But I really wish that they had their shit together from the start, because now they're kind of having, like you said, they're having to play catch up and establishing continuity.
Yeah, exactly. But let's be fair, man. The whole situation with the multiverse is just call it what it is. It's the kitchen sink. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's the kitchen sink. They are literally like, I mean, like that whole panel that they did at Fandom was just like, I was like, what am I watching? Because, you know, like, oh, we have all these great properties and all these great things, which is true. Absolutely true. But the age of the individual run in regards to, like, you know, TV or movies is, again, like a lot of other stuff, is all kind of over. People like watching characters evolve. They like watching stuff blow, you know, like they like watching the story unfold bit by bit, chapter by chapter.
Exactly.
And so, and you can sit there and call this like Marvel level conditioning or whatever, which would be fairly accurate. But I would argue that the 8 Harry Potter movies were a precursor to Marvel. And I think Feige modeled a fair amount of the MCU. I think he's even said he heavily was inspired by what Harry Potter did. You cast the same actors, you sign them to a long contract.
Yep.
You flesh out the story, you have it go year by year, and the audiences grow with the characters, and it's, you know, and that's what happens. So, you know, you look at like the Holy Trinity, and it's like, you've had, you know, they had never done a Wonder Woman movie before. They've done multiple attempts at Superman, multiple attempts at Batman with varying degrees of success across the board. Here comes Zach, and he's like, here's my vision. Nolan, you know, Nolan picked him, right? Because Nolan was the executive producer.
Right.
He picked Zach.
He handpicked him.
He handpicked him. And so they go, okay, great. Like, so Man of Steel, I think, like, Warner's, again, my complaint with Warner Brothers is they also do not have any idea on how to accurately market movies.
No,
just
they don't. They don't. They're terrible.
AT&T might have a better shot at it.
Yeah.
Because the problem with Warner's is they traditionally overmarket. They did this with Man of Steel. They actually had 12 individual movie trailers for that movie. One of which was like
one?
5 for Man of Steel.
Oh, yeah.
They had so many previews for it, you felt like you saw the whole movie.
Yeah.
And then they did that 2 years later with The Man from U.N.C.L.E., where I was at Comic-Con and I was in a Hall H panel for Warner Brothers, and they showed off the sizzle reel, like this extended preview for The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and it felt like you saw the whole movie, right? And then when I finally saw the movie, I realized, oh no, that was not the whole movie. But the way that was edited made me feel like I saw everything I needed to see. And so I didn't go see it right away. I saw it a month and a half later after it came out.
Exactly.
So, but it's like, so it's like, but Man of Steel, I was working at a theater and I watched it for free, like a lot.
Well, yeah,
and then,
you're working at a theater.
Yeah, but then the next Father's Day, right? Or it was like next Valentine's Day or something. They had the Blu-ray already on sale for like $7-8 or something. I can actually go right now to my Walmart and I can find. And I need to go buy this just for like posterity or whatever. But I can go right now and pick up a Man of Steel Blu-ray, shrink wrapped. Maybe it's a Steelbook, but it comes with a ticket to see Batman v Superman. A 5-year-old copy of that movie is still floating around at my Walmart, and it's like $7.
So James just sent me this too, which is really cool. Where'd it go? So it says major update for DC movie page. Here, let me just share the screen instead of just me having to read it and butcher it all.
Yeah.
Let's see. You're on your mobile device, right?
But I can see the screen. Yeah, I can see the screen.
So right here it says major update. Confirms several future releases of Warner Brothers in 2021, including Zack Snyder's Justice League. Sources legit, and he said something. Oh, and here it is right here. Yeah, BBS IMAX. See that?
Yeah,
and there's Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's pretty cool.
And then but what's right next to it?
Zack Snyder's Justice League and Space Jam.
But
Willy Wonka.
God damn it! But what's right to the left of Justice League?
It's Shawshank.
Goddamn right it is.
That's a great movie.
It's a fucking excellent movie, dude. I've been buying a lot of older movies that have been up-res to 4K because I feel the transfer is a better investment than, let's say, like buying like a digitally shot film. But Justice League and BVS were shot on film, so it's definitely something worth. I cannot wait to own BVS with the IMAX cut.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
I saw that today, and I was like, I thought it was fake. I honestly thought it was fake.
It might be fake. I don't know, but if it's not, it's gonna be pretty cool. But it might be fake. That's a lot to give away right there in terms of like what's coming up. But Matt, I wanted to ask you really quick. What did you think about the images that we saw from Army of the Dead, including obviously this image right here? And when you zoom in, oh my God, there they are. The canisters that he used in the image that he posted on Vero way back when. He essentially, this was a prop in the background of his movie.
Yeah, that was amazing.
It was amazing.
I actually didn't know that until I saw you react to it.
Nobody knew that until today. That came out today. And as soon as the images got released by Entertainment Weekly, everyone figured out. They looked up and said, "Holy shit, there they are!"
Well, I only saw a cropped version of that image, so I only saw the version of the cast inside the vault door with a little bit of the money. Like it was a cropped version that I saw, so I didn't see the film canisters right away.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's this one right here. Hold on. This one right there. So you can't see them.
That's what I saw floating around. And so my only comment on that was you can tell that they replaced Chris D'Elia with Tig Notaro
Yes,
back there.
you can totally tell because her lighting is totally different, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's his legs, and just the upper body, the neck up is her.
Yeah, that's totally that threw me off, and I'm just like, they need to fix that. But like otherwise,
I don't
it
know
looks
how
pretty
they
dope.
pull that one off. I mean, that's a huge thing to do to replace somebody in a movie. I mean, it's going to be incredible on how he pulls that one off.
His character was only the helicopter pilot, so it wasn't like meant to be a full. It was
That's
it
true.
was a side role.
That's true.
So it's really just like when they did the reshoots is when I think that they brought in Tig. I could be wrong, but that's what I remember reading. So, it's one of those things where it's like, all right, I just want to know, for one, like, I find it interesting that Netflix is not using the popularity of the Snyder Cut in order to push Army of the Dead.
I'm surprised at that too, but I mean, it has to be something that Zack must have said, like, hey, I don't want to push this until after Zack Snyder's Justice League. I mean, because you haven't seen any marketing coming out for Army of the Dead. And you would have thought, I mean, it has to be because of that. They're probably waiting for Justice League to drop, and then they're going to go full bore for the summertime for Army of the Dead. Because, I mean, they've already invested all this money into it, doing like a prequel, doing animated, all kinds of other content that's related to it. So, I mean, they're all in on Zack Snyder because they know that once ZSJL drops, and he's going to be the hottest commodity out there. So investing in him early on, it was a great idea in getting him. Hamada ruined the New Year plans with his. Yeah. Did you see the intro?
No, I did not.
With this guy. Anyway, that's
my God.
That's them. Yeah, and there's Mendelsohn in the back corner. But anyway, yeah. So.
Sorry, some guy just like almost jumped out in front of my car. What the fuck?
So I mean, I thought this was brilliant. I mean, look, when we saw this image posted on Vero, I thought for sure, okay, oh my God, there they are. I remember people were talking about this image. They were saying, this must be in like the WB vault or somewhere on the studio lot. No, it wasn't. It was a prop on the set of Army of the Dead, and he used it, and he hoodwinked all of us.
Bastards, you've been hoodwinked.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't feel bad.
I don't feel bad at all. That was awesome.
That's a good. I mean, because the thing is, it probably does. I mean, it does say it does say Justice League on it, I think, right?
It does, yeah. It says JL Director's Cut. But here's the thing, though, is that we didn't know that, obviously, and so learning this now, we saw how genius Zack really is when it came to putting stuff together. But I mean, you have to imagine that Hamada probably knew that shit was fake.
I'm pretty sure like all the executives at Warner's knew, but at the same time, they may not. And I say that because there was a in one of the interviews, Zack talked about recently the Sucker Punch came up, right?
Yeah.
And they talked about the director's cut of Sucker Punch. And he's like, well, yeah, like there's still the distribution rights that are out there right now, like whoever has them. And he's like, we're not doing the director's cut, but maybe we should start working on that for when when those rights go back to him, and then he can then release it. So he can, and I'm like, that's great, man. Like, because the thing is, like, I think there's a good movie, and so I haven't seen the director's cut, or like the extended cut of it that's on HBO Max and Blu-ray. But I didn't really like it when I saw it back in 2011 when it came out.
Which one?
It's Sucker Punch. I didn't really care for it. I thought that it was.
I thought storyline wise, I thought it was kind of messy a little bit. But visually, I thought it was incredible. I loved all the action in the movie. I liked the story. I just some of the ways it was kind of put together, I wasn't a huge fan of. But it sounds like there's a lot more that we're not seeing from that film. That there's a bigger director's cut, which would make sense because some things are kind of left. It seemed like there was some choppier parts where it didn't make much sense. But if there's more scenes that we haven't seen yet, then that would make sense. Why it felt kind of staggered at times.
I'm totally down to like see an extended cut that it extrapolates upon Baby Doll and her experience.
Oh, of course.
And
Yeah,
you know,
obviously.
but the set pieces were like fucking cool.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
like-
And you know what? I thought that Oscar Isaac did a great job in his role. And what's her name? Carla Gugino did a good job as well. They were all, I mean, they gave it their all. I mean, they didn't mail it in whatsoever. So, I mean, the acting was good, I thought. But I would definitely want to see a director's cut of Sucker Punch because I want to see what the full story and every scene that was supposed to be seen. You know, I want to see all of that. I want all of it.
Yeah, and that's what I always say when it comes to Zach is like, you know, look at like the Watchmen, right? Like the Watchmen, you know, the director's cut is amazing. Well, the theatrical, I believe, is also amazing.
I thought it was really good too. I mean, I recently just watched the theatrical because that's what they have on HBO Max, and I watched that with my brother-in-law who had never seen the movie, and he was fully into it as we were watching it. I mean, he was trying to figure out, who was behind everything, and I was watching it again. I just thought, I was like, God, this movie is so badass. And the ultimate cut of that movie is incredible. And it's a shame that wasn't the film that we got in the theater, but the whole thing about no one wants to sit in the theater for that long, so it is what it is.
See, here's the thing: is I saw Watchmen in IMAX 2 times in the first week.
That's incredible.
So it's like there was a showing at 8:00 in the morning because of how long it was, and a buddy of mine was in town from Sacramento. This is when I was in San Diego, and like we got up at like 6:30. And like got breakfast and stuff, and then like drove to the theater and went and watched it in IMAX because he was really wanting to see it. And I'm like, you gotta fucking watch it in IMAX, dude. It's like the coolest thing. So I mean, plus
I would have loved to have seen that in IMAX. I saw it twice in the theater, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was so. I thought it was so badass. Plus, like after you've read Watchmen and then you watch the movie, you're just like, holy shit, this is so like spot on for the most part. You know what I mean? Like, you felt like you were watching a comic book. It was incredible. And that's Watchmen was the reason why Christopher Nolan picked him to do Man of Steel, because he liked how he handled all those characters in Watchmen. And that's why he said, you know what? I think Zach would be the best choice for this because I loved what he did in Watchmen.
Yeah, because he's a very stylistic director. And then it's, Watchmen, it looked like Watchmen leaps out off the screen and makes you feel like you're watching a comic book.
Oh, it completely does. Completely.
And Warner's, I got to give them credit. Like they backed him pretty hardcore with that movie.
Because they did.
Not only did they allow, like they did the animated Curse of the Black Freighter, but they also did a motion comic of the graphic novel.
Yeah,
which I found the Blu-ray of that at Walmart.
Oh wow!
It's that one and the Curse of the Black Freighter in a 2-pack. Well, it's like the same disc, but it's both movies on Blu-ray. And I'm like, fuck yeah, that's mine. I have that shit in my in my room right now.
Yeah.
So it's like I love finding those little weird movies those little weird collections that they put together. But I mean, yeah, like they did such a great job with that.
And that kind of leads me to my last kind of topic that I want to talk about. I mean, we're talking about these extended stories, and I mean, what do you think? I mean, if we got to see this movie played out, of Wonder Woman 1950 or 1854, this storyline where she has this vastly diverse group, and she's going around the world chasing Ares through the battlefields. I mean, to me, this sounds so incredible. And it's a shame that we didn't get the story. Instead, we got the other story, which I still think was great, but this sounds so much more compelling than what we got in Wonder Woman Part 1 of 2017.
I agree and I disagree. So I agree because it would be really freaking cool to like see Gal Gadot like fight, right? Like it'd be so cool. And like a lot more hardcore action. But I also feel that like what we got in regards to like the no man's land scene was amazing, and like I love that moment in the movie. It was so good. And
it was an awesome scene. I agree.
But I think Patty, I don't know when they'd want to introduce Steve Trevor. You know, like I don't know. I mean, I think having a Wonder Woman movie that was without Steve Trevor might kind of be like a bad idea because they are intertwined in the comics.
Yes.
You know, and so it's like that is one of the things that, like, you know, but I do think like his ability to, like, if you were to like try to humanize her or something like that, you know, by showing her that you can love, but that also might come across as a bit like condescending and pandering, right?
Well,
Because
not necessarily, but I mean, I see where you're getting at. But I mean, when you look at the storyline that we got in Wonder Woman Part 1, I mean, he crash lands on Themyscira. He meets Diana, and then of course, you know, the German army shows up, and then they end up having a interact, you know, an altercation with them. And then she has to go back with him because she's, you know, to try and stop Ares and all that. She had this sort of innocence that she brought with her because she didn't know the world of men. She didn't know anything about it. So there was a kind of whimsical kind of trying to figure things out on the fly. But kind of remind me of, like, you know, like the Little Mermaid. And it's kind of a weird comparison, but in the sense that, you know, she's a fish out of water.
Yeah, it's a fish out of water. Yeah. And like Gal sold that too really well, because there was really well. There was like nurturing and compassion, like a motherly feel to it. And I think that's great what they did. All of that was gone for me in the sequel, by the way. Like everything that made like Gal like work really well in the first movie, I think like they just kind of they threw it all away in the second movie. For a multitude of purposes, just whatever. So I don't know. Like I would, if like what I would like to see then is like maybe, you know, like here's the thing. Give me that movie, right? Like her in the Crimean War. Give me that as Wonder Woman 3. Okay, have it be like a flashback thing that she just simply doesn't remember because Zeus wiped memory or something. Fuck it. It's a lame plot device that she doesn't remember, but we know about her or whatever. It's still better than like rescinding your wishes. It's still a better plot.
Don't say it too loud, because then Enosh's going to show up and it's going to start a whole new discussion. But no, yes, if we could see this world, this 1854 storyline, I think that would be incredible, because I mean, now we're getting Diana, you know, the warrior, you know, she's out there just fighting and you know, going through these brutal wars to try and stop Ares, chasing him from one battlefield to the next. And imagine if, you know, this, you know, during the Crimean War, I mean, that's when she meets. See, but then you can't really. How would you introduce Steve Trevor into this? I don't see how you can do that.
That's the whole. She goes back to Themyscira, hangs out there, you know, until like Steve shows up. But again, like just the way that they did it in the first movie, I think makes the most amount of sense for the character.
No, it totally does. But there could have been two images. You know, when we saw the image where she, you know, where Bruce finds the image of Diana, you know, with Steve Trevor and that whole group, you know, there could have been a second image, which is this one here, to make you even more think like, what the fuck? How old is she? And then this could have been a prequel movie that could have came out as your Wonder Woman 3 or Wonder Woman whatever. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, it doesn't flow right with the character based on what we saw in the first Wonder Woman. Now you could say, okay, you know, can they make like an Elseworld story for this, you know, for this 1854? They could, but I mean, essentially, you'd be doing it just for fun. You know what I mean?
That's what like do an animated movie.
Yeah, that would be good as well. An animated movie, definitely.
Do an animated movie for HBO Max. I mean, like they've done you know, DC animated movies are generally well received regardless of quality, you know, and people really like them because they've grown to really like all that stuff. So why not just do it as an animated feature and then have Gal voice it? And you know, she can do voice acting. She did pretty good in Wreck-It Ralph 2, you know. So it's like, screw it. Like, let her just do that, and then we get to see that story. But I guess, pardon me, sorry. I guess my question is, that was a yawn.
Oh, That's okay. It's 1:12 in the morning, so we're good.
Yeah, I've been up since 7 a.m. So
Yeah, me too. Well, I say that I'm up at 7 a.m. I'm usually just sleeping on the couch, but I try not to though. But go ahead.
And anyway, I just feel like I want to know, was there a script written for that whole experience, for that movie, or was it just like, this is a concept idea and we worked this image as like a proof of concept?
I mean that, or it was just kind of like a not even a treatment, just an idea, a pitch. But I don't know how far it was thought out. I mean, that's something that I don't think we're ever really going to know, because he doesn't want to undermine Patty's movie. If Zach started coming out with all kinds of details about what the story entailed, I mean, yeah, people were freaking out, and then they'd be like, yeah, I want that. I want 1854 Wonder Woman. I want the Warrior.
I'll tell you this. I think Zach is going to. I did that video the other day talking about Zach's, Zach and the Secret War against Warner Brothers. And I think that they're all playing the Hollywood PR game. But I think personally, I think Zach wasn't happy with Wonder Woman 84. I think he's not happy with how her and Jeff Johns, because he's kind of said things to undermine her. And when she had that interview on Mark Maron's, What the Fuck podcast, and she talks about how Diana was cutting off heads and shit, and it was seen as a negative. And then Zach goes on the Faruqi brothers, and there's that image behind him where she's beheaded people. And then people see that and they go, oh my God, that was awesome. I want to see more of that. It completely, at the same time as we're finding out, for one, there's a big backlash to Wonder Woman 84, regardless of what Enosh wants to say. I love him, but there's a big backlash. So you've got that problem, and then you've got the Jeff Johns problem, and you've got the Walter Hamada problem. And then here comes Zach with this one image, and all everyone's talking about is that one image, right?
And so, I mean, we're not even talking about Wonder Woman 84 anymore. I mean, that's so far in the past now that this is what everyone's talking about, and this is what's relevant, even though it was never even a movie; it was just an image. But I mean, there's so much story to tell in just looking at the image. There's so much to look at. I mean, this team looks better than the team we got in Wonder Woman 2017, even though it wasn't, you know what I mean? The first Wonder Woman, this team looks incredible. I love the samurai that's in there, and then you have the Native American. You have, I think, is an assassin back there. You have a sharpshooter. You have the Zulu guy over here. I mean, it looks incredible.
Oh no, totally. And then you still got the Scott. The Scottish,
that's the guy. He has the musket.
Yeah, the kilt, the musket, the Mohawk thing. You got the Sheik fighter and stuff. That's pretty cool.
The Sheik fighter.
It looks really good. This is a story. This image evokes, it establishes that something happened. This image, just the three heads that she currently has holding in her hand it already is more exciting than anything in Wonder Woman 84. It is. I'm sorry. And it is. And the thing is, it's sad to say that. It really is sad to say that. But it is. However, man, I'm about ready to drive into an area where I'm going to get no cell service. So I'm going to jet out.
Okay.
Because I'm almost home, but I go through a dead zone on my way there. But thanks for having me on, and I hope I sounded okay. I took the back roads.
You sounded great, Matt, and thank you so much for stopping by and talking about these topics. So, yeah, as James says, Zach is strong again. Yeah, and it's like you said, he had it there for a reason. He didn't just have that picture up there just for shits and giggles. He had it there for a reason. Not only that, but he sent the same image to the Nerd Queens, knowing that they would put it out as well. So something is going on with that. What it is, I don't know yet, and I don't know if any of us will know yet. But
I have a theory on that, and then I'll leave. But the theory is, Zach is negotiating through social media. I said this in my video, and I'll reiterate it real quick. The same thing happened with Sony and Marvel over Spider-Man, right? They were negotiating through the trades and negotiating through the fan response. And Sony kept trying to blame Kevin Feige and blame Iger and Disney and everyone. And no one believed them. No one believed Sony, right? Not one bit. But they tried, and then they were trying to control the narrative in order to come to the table with they were trying to force Marvel's hand. In this particular situation, I personally think that Snyder is working a deal with HBO Max and Warner Media to continuously produce content, whether he's directing it or exec producing or overseeing content on HBO Max. And I think that is going to be the cul-de-sac, right? His little area where he can play. And I think that cul-de-sac is going to blow up into a massive fucking neighborhood, because a lot of people are going to be interested in it. Because quite frankly, a 5-year-old movie almost is more interesting than almost anything else that Warner Brothers has talked about recently.
Exactly.
With the exception of the Suicide Squad. With the exception of the Suicide Squad, because that looks fucking amazing. But it's like, again, it's like Snyder is playing the long game. He played the long game before. He's a team player. He always has been. So he's not going to ruffle anyone's feathers, but he's negotiating using the social media power that he has. And the social media power gets things trending. It gets people talking. And I guarantee you, like, Ray Fisher and Zach are in league over what Ray's been doing, because Ray's like, I'm not going to work with Walter Hamada because I'll be over here working with Zach. Is what I think is going to be happening, because Jason Kilar.
And that would make sense too. So, but do you think that Zach's work is all going to be on HBO Max, or do you think that it is because Hamada's over DC Films? So, are we saying that nothing that they do will be associated with DC Films, let alone Warner Brothers Pictures?
Well, okay, so I have a theory on that as well, right? It's all about distribution. Okay, so right. Warner Brothers Pictures distributes the DCEU films, with the exception of just one, and that was Shazam. Shazam was actually released via New Line.
Yeah, New Line.
So New Line is a subsidiary of Warner Brothers, but an entirely different brand, quote unquote. So what they could do is they could go, okay, we're going to release the Snyder Cut through New Line and put that out. Or that, because it's already been tied to Warner's directly, it might just be through Warner's, but any future release will be done through New Line in conjunction with HBO Max. And I could see that actually being a scenario in which that completely goes around Hamada and ends up going out through another distribution metric.
Because he came from New Line. But I mean, now he's not affiliated with them because he's doing basically with Warner Brothers Pictures. So yeah, I mean, I guess if they went that route, that's one way of getting around him. And because I mean, essentially now what we're gonna get Snyder's verse, or that universe in a sense, and we're gonna get what? Are we gonna get a separate thing where this is the Hamada verse of DC Films?
No, I don't think they're gonna go that far with it, to be honest with you. I think I don't think Hamada has an interest in really kind of like doing that. Like his only real experience, like I looked him up on Wikipedia, and he's produced the Conjuring
reliable
movies. Source. It is real. Well, follow the links, and you can find. I like to follow the links, but anyway, their sources. But in reality, when you think about this kind of situation, what you have is like Hamada is really only known for doing the Conjuring films, which the 6 movies that they've done have grossed over $1 billion on very small budgets. Right, so it's been very profitable. The other side of that, though, is the last 2 movies, The Curse of La Llorona and The Nun, have both failed miserably with critics and audiences. So like their scores are terrible. And Hamada was an executive producer on both of those as well. But when you look into his screenwriting credit, he did 47 Ronin, that Keanu Reeves movie from a couple years ago that was not very good. Mm-mm. And that's really like his only real script writing credit is that. So, he's good at, like, I think they brought him in because of the Conjuring being like smaller budget, still part of a consistent world, and that makes sense. And yeah, Shazam and Birds of Prey, and probably the Batman all have smaller budgets,
but
which is something that
Yeah, and he still has projects that are still in development. So to get rid of him, it's kind of like, well, he still has the Batman, right?
Yeah.
And he has another project. Oh, he has the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's and I mean, essentially, he would have. Would he not have Black Adam and Shazam 2 and Aquaman?
Yeah, he'd have those. Yeah, those would be under his purview. Yeah,
right. And so I think that's why they can't really just part ways with him because he has so many projects in development right now.
Well, I mean, but the thing is though that he runs the company, so it's like if he's not, we haven't seen if he is like the Feige of DC films.
Yeah, we haven't seen that at all. We haven't
because the 3 movies that have come out underneath his control, Aquaman, Shazam, Birds of Prey, now Wonder Woman, 4 movies, are not connected. I mean, like they're tangentially connected, right? They all kind of play under the same umbrella. And you can all say that they're Snyderverse because it would still fit. But the problem with that, though, is that those weren't designed as a way to connect everything and like build up something like the Conjuring universe or the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I don't quite know. But the thing is, those were all done pre-production wise under Jeff Johns and John Berg. So that could be, we haven't really seen what Hamada can do without having, when it's just him on his own overseeing these projects. He has adopted projects, but given what like Ray Fisher's been saying, and I do believe Ray Fisher, is I think that Hamada is one of those team players that's a team player to a fault and is going to defend the home company, even though it's detrimental to him, I think, with the fan base. Because if the overall DC fan base starts to hate the guy in charge, Warner's is going to get rid of him. I mean, if Kevin
the
Feige,
fan base already hates the guy in charge, which is Hamada and Emmerich, but they're not getting rid of those guys. They're not.
Well, Emmerich's a harder one to get rid of because they just promoted him to overseeing the HBO Max movies as well.
Yes, they.
So with that mostly is just because it's like he's already been at the job for so long. We're just going to give him this. So and then Hamada probably just came with them. So for right now, it's one of those situations where this whole thing with like Hamada and the drama is all recent. This isn't like Kathleen Kennedy with Star Wars, where a year after The Last Jedi came out, or almost a year after the failure of Solo and the failure of The Last Jedi, where they still renewed Kathy's contract for 3 years.
But this kind of was. I mean, Hamada kind of pulled Kathleen Kennedy. I mean, we all thought he was on. I thought he was on the way out. I was for sure like, oh, this guy's out of here. And then he resigns. It was like, oh shit. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Ray alluded to there being more to that story though than meets the eye, right? Like he alluded to there being more, and it's possible that they just simply re-signed Hamada very similarly for the reason why they fast-tracked Wonder Woman 1984 or Wonder Woman 3. For one, bringing on a new president to the company takes time to transition to find the right person, transition them in, train them, all that shit, get them up to speed. That takes time. They want to fast track Wonder Woman 3 because they want to show solidarity with the brand. They want to show the strength of the brand, and they want people to be able to trust the brand. So they go, look, this movie was seen by a lot of people on HBO Max. We're greenlighting and fast tracking the 3rd movie. But then you're like, but if you stop for a second and you go, wait a minute here, hold on. Patty's also doing Cleopatra sometime this year. And then she's also developing and directing the Rogue Squadron movie for Disney, which comes out in 2023.
But then they said that she's going to do all 3 of those movies at the same time. How could you do 3 movies at the same time? You can't.
I mean, she could theoretically do like 2. Because
two is doable. I mean, I've known directors that have done 2 movies at the same time because they have different crews that they can shoot multiple scenes.
Well, and Spielberg did that in 2004.
But we're talking about Spielberg here. This is
I mean, I'm using it as an example.
Exactly.
As an example, like he wrapped working on War of the Worlds, and then he immediately flew to Europe to start shooting Munich, which is more of his passion project.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
It's a great film. Yeah. I love the fact that you have Daniel Craig in an Australian accent.
Yes, I know.
So that's the whole point. Is like you get all of that. Like he can do it. So because if Patty shoots Cleopatra and then that goes into post production, there's going to be a lot of visual effects, and she can kind of oversee the edit from wherever she's at, right, or whatever needs to happen.
Right.
So she's working on the other part. I mean, look at Jon Favreau with Mandalorian. He started developing the Mandalorian, like writing the scripts and outlining the show while he was shooting The Lion King. At the end of the day, when he was done working on The Lion King, he would go spend a few hours developing the Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you can find ways to make it work. I do think that 3 is a bit too much.
Yeah, I think it is. But I mean, it could be something like that where as one ends, you start the next one. And so they're just saying in general, over a year, she's going to be doing 3 movies.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how it's going to play out, to be honest with you. Like,
I don't know.
I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt. I love the first Wonder Woman. This one, you know what? Everyone has a bad movie in them. Okay. And that can happen. Things happen sometimes. I'll see what they do with the next movie. I'm hoping that it's good. I'm hoping that she tells a good, cohesive story. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
You know, and then also more gratuitous butt shots of Gal, but that's just a personal thing.
Do you think we'll see Steve Trevor ever again?
Yes.
I do too.
Because that ending was so terrible with Steve Trevor. Right?
I mean, she just left him and then you never saw him again.
Yeah, he's like, she just like turns around. He's like, I love you, Diana. I always will. And then like he's gone. So here's the thing with Flashpoint is going to come out before Wonder Woman 3. And Flashpoint is she apparently is going to have a cameo in Flashpoint. So I could see there being a moment where like, and somehow in all of this, they end up coming back and, you know, getting Steve Trevor alive somehow, you know?
Yeah, no, exactly. In that universe or in that parallel timeline, he's alive and he's doing stuff, you know, kind of like what we saw in Flashpoint in the comics. So, Matt,
so I mean, that's what they're probably going to do is they're going to bring him back that way.
Yeah,
because then
I think so.
Because then they can live happily ever after, and not have it be tied to a fucking witch stone.
or have it tied to Pedro Pascal, who's the living wish stone. Spoilers. But Matt, thank you so much for being here, man. I know it's getting late. I'm gonna wrap this up now anyway. But
yeah,
as always, dude, you're always welcome here on the show. And we'll see. I mean, I after what we just talked about, I do think that something is happening with this image. Obviously, those aren't even actors; those are just people wearing costumes. So, but still, I mean, if we saw a movie based on these characters, based on in this time, I think it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, and I have a feeling Zach took that photo himself.
No, he had a photographer take the photo. There's an image of the guy who shooting the actual picture. He used like an old school camera and everything.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
because I know he's a good photographer as well.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. He brought in a guy who specializes in using those old style cameras. You know, we have to go inside of it. You know, and they have to actually develop the film or develop the picture right then and there under the curtain. Otherwise, it'll get ruined. And so that guy knows how to do that. And so he took the image and he developed it right there. It was pretty crazy.
Oh, wow. I haven't done that since high school.
Yeah.
So
me neither.
Yeah. Nowadays,
I wasn't very good at it.
It's all you know, we were shooting black and white 35mm.
Exactly.
So, but all right. Yeah. I've been pulled over in a fire station for like the last 10 minutes. So they're probably wondering if I'm a crazy person or some shit.
You're about to drop off a baby.
Well, I got it. Well, when I get home, yeah, but that's a whole other different conversation.
Exactly.
What?
Right.
I gotta poop.
That too. There we go. Matt, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks a lot, man. I'll talk to you later. Have a good night, everybody, and be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and give money to this guy.
That's it. Give me your money.
Give it, yeah, because or give me your money, but no, give him your money. No, give it to
And that was the great Matt Jarbo, everybody. Guys, thank you so much for being here. This is going to kind of round out the night. Yeah, I think that this image would produce quite the story, quite the movie. I would love to see it happen. It could be an Elseworld story. It could be a prequel that takes place before Wonder Woman Part 1, and she forgets that she ever left Themyscira due to some kind of circumstance. I'm not sure. Or it could be that, you know, maybe she does this amazing story, hunts down Ares, and gets badly injured, and maybe Queen Hippolyta finds a way to wipe her memory, and that's why they don't want her to. That's why they're cautious about her discovering her true potential of all of her abilities, because they don't want her to go on another adventure where she could, you know, put her life on the line. I mean, that could be a story in itself right there, which I think would be pretty cool. But guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you guys are watching the replay, guys, and get the swag. Yes, go to the Teespring and pick up a Nicotina Show merchandise. We have masks, coffee mugs, t-shirts, all kinds of stuff. So definitely socks. So definitely check that out. So I would really, really appreciate you guys doing that. I'm getting tired now, as you can tell. Coop Malik says, great streaming, Tina. See you later. All right, Coopy, I'll see you guys later as well. So everyone who in the chat, Coop Malik, the Richard, who did so much during the show, thank you so much, the Richard. You are awesome. Rashnan, as always, you are the man. Visanth, old school, you've always been there. Thank you so much, Visanth. Please click that like button and smash the subscribe button as well if you guys haven't done so already. I'm always accepting new subscribers, and it's free. It's free to subscribe. All you have to do is smash it and smash the notification bell button so you guys are notified of any new content that I put out. Like I said, I'm working on making a new studio inside my house so that I will be able to produce more videos at a time. Hopefully, maybe one a day, which would be great. Niner Life, we always have next year for the Niners. We always have next year, and they're going to be bigger and better and badder next year. Sick news. What's up, buddy? Guys, thank you so much for being here. Everyone in the chat, thank you so much. Will we see a Wonder Woman 1854? I hope so. Maybe animated, maybe live action. I hope we get to see the story, and I hope we get to see it played out, because I think that is the story that we should have gotten from the start. But we got what we got, and it is what it is. I still think Wonder Woman Part 1 is really good, but I would love to see Wonder Woman 1854. I really, really would. All right, you guys. I will see you guys next time. And until then, be safe, be nerdy. And yeah, man, I'll let you guys know. And in fact, I might be doing another watch party this Thursday night. I do have to work Thursday, so it's going to be a late night, kind of like what we're doing now. It's going to be a midnight run watch party. I'm debating on what movie I want to do. I've had a ton of movies in my head. I'm going to put out a poll that you guys can vote on to see what movie you want to do. Any suggestions, you guys leave it in the comments below. What do you guys want me to stream? I almost thought about doing BVS again because I love the movie so much. But guys, if you have any ideas, let me know, and I will see you guys next time.